Yeah. So something I guess that I've like struggled with, and there's just the way that you've you listen to your patients.
Mm-hmm.
I've come across the fact that like because of my genetics, like I'm not overweight. I fit a lot of like the healthy boxes, but was really not healthy at all. And so I would go to other people and they would say like, you look okay. And it was like, but I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And so I guess just trying, it just made me realize that, like I said, I was doing all this stuff on my own, but I really didn't know how to put it together. Yeah. And then also I didn't know, it was like I wanted to when I first came in, I wanted to detox. And Tiffany told me like, you gotta amp up your nutrition before you detox because you're gonna overwhelm your body and
you make yourself sick.
Yeah, and that's something that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, and you did kind of make yourself sick.
I did. I tried.
I'm like, slow down.
Yeah. And just like, it's just all about learning to treat your body with respect.
Yeah.
And that if you get in a balance, like your body is an amazing thing and it'll take care of itself. You just got to get back in balance.
Well, and what I find with patients too, it's like they'll read a blog or they'll watch, somebody on social media, and then it's like, oh, okay, it's all about if I could just detox, it's going to help me with my headaches or it's going to help me with my gut issues. And now that's the kind of path that they jump down, and they go down this rabbit hole, not really investigating their whole personal health issues. And when you start going after the liver and detox, like if you have hormone issues and you start detoxing, you can whack yourself out. You can, you can really screw yourself up. And if you have, like skin issues, if you have gut issues, I've just seen people make themselves so much worse by going down the detox path first. So I'm like, the body's meant to detox when it's pretty healthy. And you also can't detox when you're under chronic amounts of stress, or if you're doing a lot of high intensity exercise. If you're over here pushing yourself and you're really stressed and then you're trying to push these detox pathways, you're just going to go backwards. Yeah. So we got to find that balance. And as you know, I'm like, okay, if we're going to detox, which you did over the holidays, because your kids went away and you were like, I'm doing this. A week. Yeah. And, so you want to be in relaxation mode, and you want to be able to be like, okay, I'm not drinking alcohol for 5-7 days. I'm gonna get a massage, I'm gonna take some baths, I'm gonna like really rest so my body can do what it needs to do to really get healthy. So that's where I feel like a lot of patients just like push right into detox and then totally mess themselves up.
And that's what I would have done. Yeah. I would have been thinking I was doing something healthy, and it would have been the opposite. And then also just like the knowledge and stuff I've gained from seeing you is, it's so different from like a Google search because it's so personalized. Like with the detox, when I was detoxing with Tiffany, you were asking, what's your work schedule? Yeah. And like she's asking questions about what's going on in your family, and because it's stress and it's personalized. It's stress.
We're all under stress. So it's like, okay, I know I've learned the hard way detoxing patients way back in the day, under stress, or they were trying to travel for their work job, or they were going to a conference, or they had family in town, and it's just not practical. It never worked. Like I saw it not. I learned very quickly in the beginning early on in my naturopathic days that you can't detox under chronic amounts of stress. You will get worse. I saw people's acne just erupt. I saw skin problems, happen, which that happens naturally when you detox. You can exacerbate some skin issues, but now when I do it and detox people, I fix the problem first so that doesn't happen. Right. Like we actually get a healing process out of detoxing instead of an eruption. I remember too, you did the infrared saunas and you loved the sweating in the sauna so much, you got a sauna blanket. Which is awesome. Did. But then you started doing the sauna blanket every single day. Yeah. And you're like, I'm feeling like and I'm like, yes, you're you're over detoxing.
Right. Yeah.
Coming off of the holidays, which
it's like it's balance. Like health is balance. So,
it really is.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple and easy. So I'm so glad that you're doing everything. And she actually signed on. We're doing another 6 months.
Yep.
So after you finish, I get this question a lot. Like, what happens after you do the 12-week program? So after the 12-week program, I have a 6-month maintenance program where, you know, during the 12-week program, I am on your butt every week.
Yep.
How are you? Are you better? Are you worse? Are you the same? What are your symptoms? What are you going through? Are we seeing any of, you know, your top main concerns improve or get worse? And, you know, I have my kind of formula of if it's working, and I know with the stuff that we're doing, if it's working, here are the X, Y, and Z improvements we should see. So I already tell patients that in advance. So if we're not seeing those, I know we're doing something wrong. So initially you started like, you're like, the nausea's gone away. I have more energy. I'm not waking up at between 1 and 2. Like, you know, when we slowly start to see these things, I'm like, okay, we're on the right path. We're on the right path. Headaches went away. God, you had so many headaches. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was another thing. Like, every day.
Every day I woke up with headaches. So I was like, first things, your headaches will start to improve.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's funny how you forget.
And also, I just thought it was normal. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I've just progressively been damaging my body over time with things, you know, like I had a bunch of UTIs, so I took antibiotics.
Yeah.
And this was maybe 10 years ago, though. And Tiffany was asking me if I've been on a lot of antibiotics. So it was one of the first things. And I just feel like no one else would ask that because it was 10 years ago, but it ended up being so important.
Oh, it's the root of everything. It totally screwed you up. All those antibiotics for that whole year. And your body was able to bounce back a little bit, but then you add in having kids, you know, and then the stress of this, you know, it's just, it's layers of our life and, our life stories and experiences and diet and stress, and there's not a pill that can fix that.
No.
There's just not.
And it's so nice. I thought that was like my new normal. I just thought, I'm just, you know, getting older and kids now, and I just have a headache every day, and that's just how it's going to be. And that's really not how it needs to be. It's really not.
No, if you have headaches every day, please call me.
Yeah.
Like that, you should never have headaches. If you have headaches, it's structural, number one, due to some sort of neck trauma or tight muscles and things like that. So we got to rule that out. And then the next thing is, magnesium deficiency, number one. Not enough you're not absorbing anti-inflammatory foods, hormones, anemia. You checked the box for so many. We started fixing those, and thank goodness yours wasn't structural. That gets a little bit harder, but the Miga in bed's great for that, and the sauna is great for that. There's just so many things that we can do besides being on a medication forever. And I'm not anti-medication, as you know. She came to me on a handful, and I'm like, keep taking them. I'm not going to change one bit of your medicine. But now we're starting to wean off, which is good. So, you know, there's a time and a place for meds, and we keep doing them when we need them and as we need them, and then we can start cutting back on the dosages and getting off some of the Vyvanse. You don't need it as much anymore.
No, not at all. I'm weaning off antidepressants and then weaning the Vyvanse too. And what's nice about you too is that you're not anti-medication. You're not, because it really is like a balance.
100%.
And family and work and health, everything is a balance. So I think the simple thing is just cutting out one of the but
you don't want to cut these meds. Like I would tell people, you never cold turkey a med that you've been on. Even though I just had a patient the other day, cold turkey Cymbalta. I'm like, what are you doing? So, you know, you want to slowly wean off on it while we're replenishing some of these deficiencies. And we just, you know, watch your labs, watch how you're feeling. And it's pretty simple. We do it over time. I told you it would take us like 3 to 4 months to get you off some of these meds. And you just slowly do it.
Yeah.
With help.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
Stay
good hands.
We just did a part 2, so hope y'all enjoyed that. All right, take care.